All right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakwadash. We give double honors to our apostles, elder bishops, at Great Millstone, who continue to rule well and guide us to the Spirit, and peace and blessings. Shalom to the Most High's hopeful elect through the four corners of the earth. All right, the true believers. All right, the ones are taking place. All right, in the great awakening, man. All right, which is striking fear. All right, in the minds, all right, through the spirit, okay, of the elite, the ones who's in control. All right, the ones who's calling the shots, putting all these puppets in place. All right, manipulating the whole world through a wicked banking system. Okay, all right, and set up a whole system. All right, that's what we are standing against by claiming, all right, our true nationality and our faith, man. Okay, this is what Esau feared. All right, that's why we have what we have going on today. All right, the persecution of the Israelites is happening right here on the shores of America under your beloved President Trump. Okay, all right. Now I had looked up this information because of the current events that's going on in LA right now concerning the protesters. Okay, and then the troops being sent out. All right, all the whole riot enforcement. All right. But I just looked up this question. All right. I said, what did Emperor Nero do to the Israelites? It says Emperor Nero, who ruled the Roman Empire from 54 to 68 CE, Common Era. Okay. Now, when I get into this, you're going to see the similarities, all right, in between President Trump, all right, and Emperor Nero. Okay. The same things were being done, all right, back then to the Israelites under Nero, and the same things are being done once again. All right, nothing new is under the sun. All right, nothing under the sun is new, man. Okay. So what do we have once again? We have the persecution coming from Nero. All right. Why? Because of the Great Awakening. All right, it's become more than a nuisance. All right, to Rome. Okay. All right, so it says played a role in the early stages of Roman persecution of the Jews, and more indirectly, early Christians. His actions set in motion events that profoundly affected the Jewish people, particularly in Judea. All right, and see, this is a major reason why we push against that Jesus juice. Okay, that got the majority of the world bugged out, man. Okay, because when you hear terms like Jewish people, Judea, all right, Christians, Jews, all right, because of the deception of the so-called white man, people associate those names with so-called white people. All right, so that's what the main thing that Esau is hating at. First of all, we calling out him and all his counterfeit buddies. All right, naming the nations, and first of all claiming that we are the chosen seed and you are the seed of the wicked. All right, and hey, this is the end of your reign. All right, so of course we're gonna receive heavy backlash from the oppressor, which is part of prophecy. This has to happen for us to obtain the kingdom of heaven. All right, but let's get into this list real quick. It says blame Christians and possibly Jews for the Great Fire of Rome in 64 CE. It says after the Great Fire of Rome, Nero blamed Christians, who at the time were seen by many Romans as a Jewish sect. All right, it became a problem in Rome, man. Okay, the effect of this word is it had did what it's doing now, shaking up this kingdom by revealing the truth. All right. And condemning a wicked nation by the power and authority of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Not because we're going to raise up a military might. No, we know that we have a spiritual battle, all right, which is going to lead to us a battle of our faith, okay, to prove that we trust in the Most High over this beast system. Okay? But it says this marked one of the first major persecutions of Christians. It likely affected Jewish Christians as well. All right, let me jump to the second one. All right, and then you got to really, if it's on your spirit, you go into that history of how the persecutions was going out. Okay, they just say persecutions, and it wasn't just people just getting arrested and thrown in jail. No, there was harsh, all right, and things that done, all right, that were taking your lives, man. Torturous deaths. Okay, so two, it says appointed Gaius Florus as was a procurator of which is basically the governor. It says of Judea. All right, it says Nero appointed Gaius Florus, a particularly corrupt and brutal Roman procurator. It says in Judea, Florus's mismanagement and cruelty toward the Jewish population included stealing from the temple sparked unrest. All right, it says this contributed directly to the outbreak of the first Jewish Roman War. Okay, and we seeing the example of this now, man. Okay, Jake's all right standing up, and you seeing that spirit starting to spread through Babylon slowly, man. All right, I was watching one video, it was right in front of a barbershop, I believe, in L.A., and the cops that came to arrest somebody. All right, and they came in this guy barbershop, this Judite man's barbershop. Okay, and didn't have a warrant, man. Jake ran. They came together and ran the cops out, man. All right, that spirit of being docile, and just laying down for the enemy is starting to die off. All right, and that just show how much closer we are. All right, to the second coming. Okay. All right, and this is gonna be unlike the first. The Lord is not showing up humble on the ass. Okay. He's showing up in that fathership in his full glory, representing the power of the Most High, and pissed off with nothing but vengeance and deliverance in his mind. All right, vengeance for first and foremost. All right, the nation of Edom. Okay, all the other nations, and then 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, here in America, are gonna be destroyed, man. Okay. The same ones that delivered Yahushua up back in the time of the ancient Roman Empire. That said, let our blood be upon our children's heads. Now you are your children's children. You're back. Okay? All right, it says, 3, it says, launch the first Jewish Roman War. It says, this is in 66 CE. It says, when the Jewish revolt began in 66 CE, Nero sent General Vespasian, last emperor, to suppress it. Okay, it says Nero died in 68 CE before the war concluded, but his policies and the provocations under his rule set the stage for war. And this is what your beloved Trump is getting ready to do, man. All right, as Apostle Tahar always states, hey, I'm not gonna get it, but he's that, he's that cruel king. All right, in Isaiah 19. Okay. All right, but I just wanted to get this real quick. All right, because what do you see in LA right now? You see a strong example of sedition. Okay. You have a strong example of somebody who's saying, you know what, we're not just gonna lay down. Okay, and it's Jake. All right. Hey, and this is only beginning. This is a small example of the commotion that's getting ready to come. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So what's gonna happen, man? All right, what you see now, people taking matters into their own hands. All right, there's only so much you can do to a people before they revolt and fight back, man. Okay, Jake is throwing rocks with all their spirit out there in LA, man. All right, but that's the spirit of the Lord creeping on his people, man. Okay, all right. So I wanted to get the definition for sedition. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, but this is on the online etymology. All right, for sedition, it says rebellion, uprising, revolt, factitious commotion in the state, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, civil or religious disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. All right, let's get jump down to the. All right, it says civil disorder, dissension, strife, rebellion, mutiny, literally a going apart separation. This is said from said, which is without or apart, aside. It says, all right, it says going. So it's basically the word breaks down to going apart. Okay. So what is happening, man? You seeing a separation between, all right, the government and the people who are under that mind control at one point. All right. So the point is going to get to a whole nother level when the whole country is being affected. Okay. But the main enemy and the main objective, all right, is to persecute the Israelites. Okay. So for the ones who thought it was crazy, all right, what do you have? All right. You have Emperor Nero. All right, DJ Trump, okay, deporting Jakes at a high rate, all right, with no due process. All right, you could be born here and they just snatching you up, man. And now you're in their custody. All right, you getting Jakes getting sent back to Nigeria. Okay, why you not seeing on the news boatloads of Asian immigrants, all right, that's in LA? Why you not seeing videos of them getting rounded up? The persecution, all right, the spirit is against Israelites, all right, which is going to lead up to the persecution, all right, of the prophets. Okay, so we're that much closer, all right? The people are starting to look from under that veil and say, okay, this is all bullshit, man. All right, and they've lost everything. That's the point we're at. People have nothing left, all right? So the next thing to do is just to fight back for anything you can get. All right. So Lord willing, this energy continues to grow. All right, and spread like wildfire, man. All right, and constant incidents. All right, so-called national disasters. Okay, whatever. All right, the Most High is gonna pour out the spirit of utter chaos. All right, in America. Okay, for this thing to really get kicked off. All right, so that's the times we're in. We have to stay prayed up and stay faithful. All right, so hey, with that, I say shalom.